So how do you maybe find the balance of getting other receivers involved while also feeding T-Mac?
That's a great question. T is obviously an amazing player, and everyone in Tucson knows that. But also, everyone across the country knows that. And so he is dictating a lot of coverage, which opens up opportunities for other guys. And we just need to make sure when those opportunities pop up that we are capitalizing on that. And then likewise, when we do get opportunities based on the coverage to get the ball in Force hands, we need to make sure that we're getting the ball in Force hands.
What were you seeing in terms of coverage when you watched the Colorado film on him?
Just a lot of bracket, playing two people on him. And each team within their identity is going to have a different way of trying to take care of that. And one of the challenges for us is each week trying to figure out our best guess at how they're going to do that. But there was a lot of two people playing over the top of them.
It looks like the last few teams have been throwing a lot of blitz, just a lot of extra guys toward the line to try to speed things up, and maybe there's been some uncovered guys. How do you plan for that? I mean, do you need to have more guys in, knowing that's going to happen, and then they just end up not blocking someone if they don't come in?
Well, I think a big piece for us is trying to stay on schedule in terms of down and distance. And so when we get way behind the sticks, obviously we become a little bit more one-dimensional, and we open ourselves up to those things. When we are playing our best football, we are in a good second down situation and in a good third down situation. And when we're in those spots, we're seeing less of those things. And on top of that, we have the threat of the run or the pass. So for us, a huge emphasis is trying to be on schedule more consistently and trying to be more efficient early in the set of sticks.
Since the first time you met him, in what ways has Quali Conley improved as a running back, and what do you think about the importance of this game for him and his mom?
Q is one of my favorite players on the whole entire team. Obviously, I've been around him with our time at San Jose State for a while now. He is one of, if not the most dependable kids on the team. He's tough. He is extremely low maintenance. He just works and works. He's not going to talk a whole lot. He's just one of the guys that you know that you can depend on. If we ever have something that's challenging schematically, the easiest answer is put Q in, because you know Q's going to be able to handle it. And on top of that, just some of the things that he's been through. He's also like an inspiration to me with the way that he's handled them and how you can never really tell. Like his body language is always kind of the same. And yeah, these last 2 years, I've just been incredibly impressed with the young man that he is. Outside of obviously a fantastic football player, but he's one of the kids that you're happy is in your program.
And the importance of this game with his mom, what have you heard about that?
With Q, I mean, you and all my time with him, that's one of the things you can't really tell, because he's one of the kids and he's what you want. It's never too high, it's never too low, it's always right in the middle. And so I'm sure for him, there's a huge level of importance on it, but he works the same way every single day, regardless of what he's going through, the ups and the downs. Now, obviously, knowing the background, knowing that there's going to be a little bit more for him, but that's one of the things I love about him is he doesn't ride big emotional waves up or down. You know, he's one of those kids who stays extremely steady.
Jason?
When you're game planning for an opponent, the last few weeks you'll have some new wrinkles. Is it
Yep.
something that you'll draw up on a Monday and implement, or is it something that's kind of in the playbook and it's just you're calling it?
A little bit of both. And, obviously at certain spots we've had a little bit of a revolving door. And so really just trying to get the best 11 on the field. And just the way that's played out, it's been a little bit dynamic that way. And on top of that, trying to give ourselves an advantage over the opponent, something that they haven't seen. But we try and get that stuff done early in the week.
And then I think I asked Coach Brennan this, but what is your philosophy on balance? Like if, for instance, Neil Brown had mentioned earlier in his presser yesterday that they've done really well against the run, but everybody knows, that they've struggled a lot against the pass. Will you go into a game saying we need to be balanced, or are there games where it's just like, we're just going to do what we need to do?
We are always trying to stay balanced. And a huge part for me is making sure that we are efficient in the right spots so we can remain balanced. And for us, I think, first down efficiency is a huge number. I think last week we were only, 34, 35% on first down efficiency, which isn't good enough for us. Because kind of alluding to, it's married to the pressure question from earlier, is you get yourself off schedule and all of a sudden you're in known passing downs and you're starting to get and sometimes it's just four-man rush, but they know, right? And you can see the whites of their knuckles from those defensive ends that they don't have to defend a run, they just have to defend the pass. The best version of us will be balanced, where we are running the ball efficiently, we are throwing quick game efficiently, but we're also able to be aggressive down the field. And at times that's shown up. And at times we've gotten ourselves so far off schedule, whether it be holding, whether that be ushering ourselves in the foot with a drop, but just being consistently on schedule so that we can be more balanced.
Brian, I think we're going to be talking to Chris Hunter here in a little bit. What has he done to get himself the role that he's found for himself to be part of the rotation like that?
Yep, I think he might be one of, if not the best practice players on offense. He consistently goes, he's consistently available. I can't think of a practice where he has shut himself down. And every single time that he's going, he is going. And when you practice with that type of intensity, like good things just start happening for you. And on top of that, he has the speed where that is a big benefit for us offensively. And so, and the way that he has worked throughout practice makes you feel like I think there's still a little bit more to come in terms of, I still think there's going to be a game or two where everyone walks away saying, wow, he's a heck of a player and did a great job.
Justin?
What's your scouting report of West Virginia?
Good. They are multiple on defense. The defensive coordinator does a really nice job. There's some pressures we're going to have to deal with. They're athletic. Their front sticks out to me in terms of their ability to both stop the run and get after the passer. And so we're going to have to do the same keys that I've been talking to you guys about for a couple weeks. Take care of the ball, be efficient, and then when we have our shots to be aggressive, make sure that we capitalize on. And then obviously the biggest thing is making sure the Wildcats have the ball at the end of each play.
Knowing that the offensive line is a little banged up and has had to be shuffled, and also without giving away the game plan, what are some of the things you can do to get the ball out of Noah's hands quicker, so that there isn't so much pressure on him and on the line?
Yep. What I can tell you, because you're right, I do not want, I listen to the opponents of this every single week. I do not want to give away the game plan at all. What I'll tell you is that is of mass importance to our staff, and our communication is surrounding that in a major way, and we need to make sure that is either getting out of his hand or he is protected.
Last question to Justin.
So the offense leading up to last week, it was struggling to score the ball. It seemed like maybe you guys kind of took a step back.
Yep.
Why do you think that happened?
As always, there's a lot of variables there. I think, like I said, the biggest number to me in that game was first down efficiency and putting ourselves in a great spot on first down. And then you have to give credit to the way that Colorado played. I mean, the front got after us a little bit. We have to be better in that space. Obviously, there's a little bit of a revolving door there, but that is no excuse. We as a program and as a coaching staff need to find a way to make sure that doesn't impact us as much as it did. And then, we had a sack fumble in there, just some of those things that have kind of plagued us throughout the year. We have to make sure we're taking care of the football.
All right, that's our time.
Thank you guys.